Are you ready for the unexpected? Imagine this. 40% of Americans can't handle a $400 emergency. That's almost half of the population. Surprising, right? Life is full of surprises, and not all of them are good. A sudden medical bill, car repair, or job loss can throw your finances into chaos. But there's a simple solution: an emergency fund. In 2024, having an emergency fund is more important than ever. The world is changing fast. Economic shifts, new technology, and global events can affect your wallet. Did you know the average credit card interest rate is around 16%? Without a financial cushion, you might rely on high-interest debt to cover unexpected costs. That's a recipe for stress. In this video, we'll explore 6 powerful reasons why you need an emergency fund. From handling life's plot twists to seizing unexpected opportunities, we'll show you how an emergency fund can change your life. We'll discuss protecting your investments, reducing financial stress, and adapting to future changes. Stay tuned to learn practical strategies and eye-opening facts that will motivate you to start your emergency fund today. Ready to secure your financial future? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The unexpected twist. Life's financial plot twists. Life can throw curveballs when you least expect them. That's why having an emergency fund is crucial. Imagine this. Your car breaks down out of nowhere, and you need $1,000 for repairs. Without an emergency fund, you'd be scrambling for money. According to a study by the Federal Reserve, 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency with cash. Shocking, right? Think about health emergencies too. Medical expenses can skyrocket quickly. A survey by the Kaiser Family Foundation found that 1 in 4 Americans struggled to pay a recent medical bill. An emergency fund can save you from this stress. It's like having a safety net. You won't need to rely on high-interest loans or credit cards. Here's another scenario. Your house needs urgent repairs. Maybe a pipe bursts or your roof starts leaking. These repairs can cost thousands. Without an emergency fund, you might have to live with the problem, causing more damage over time. An emergency fund also protects against job loss. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported an average unemployment duration of around 20 weeks. That's almost 5 months without income. Can you imagine the relief of knowing you have funds to fall back on? Unexpected events are part of life's plot twists, but an emergency fund helps you handle them without derailing your finances. Financial expert Dave Ramsey says, save $1,000 as a starter emergency fund, and then aim for 3 to 6 months of expenses. Start small if you need to. Even $500 can make a difference. The key is consistency. Set up automatic transfers to your emergency fund every payday. Treat it like a bill that must be paid. Don't dip into your fund unless it's a true emergency. And remember, it's okay to replenish it if you need to use it. Life happens, and that's what the fund is for. This strategy will keep you prepared for life's surprises. Chapter 2. Freedom from debt. Your financial safety net. Debt can feel like a never-ending cycle, but an emergency fund can help break that cycle. When unexpected expenses arise, you won't need to rely on credit cards. According to the American Psychological Association, financial stress is a top cause of anxiety for Americans. An emergency fund acts as a buffer. It prevents you from falling into the debt trap. Imagine you have a sudden medical bill. Instead of charging it to your credit card, you use your emergency fund. This saves you from high interest rates and potential debt accumulation. Here's an interesting fact. The average credit card interest rate in the US is about 16%. If you charge $1,000 and only make minimum payments, it could take years to pay off, and you'll pay much more than the original amount due to interest. Having an emergency fund saves you from this financial burden. It gives you peace of mind, knowing you're covered without going into debt. Financial guru Suze Orman says, debt is bondage. It is a financial termite. An emergency fund can protect you from this termite. Building your fund requires discipline. Start by creating a budget. Identify areas where you can cut back, even if it's just a little. Maybe skip the daily coffee run or dine out less often. Redirect those savings to your emergency fund. Automate your savings. Set up a separate account and schedule automatic transfers. This makes saving effortless and consistent. You'll be amazed at how quickly your fund grows. It's also wise to reassess your fund regularly. Life changes, and so do your financial needs. Adjust your savings goal as necessary. Aim to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Remember, your emergency fund is for emergencies only. Avoid the temptation to use it for non-essential purchases. It's there to protect you from debt and provide financial security. With an emergency fund in place, you can face unexpected expenses with confidence and peace of mind. So start building your financial safety net today. Your future self will thank you. Chapter 3. Investment protection. Shield your wealth. Investing is a great way to grow your wealth, but you shouldn't touch your investments for emergencies. That's where an emergency fund comes in. Imagine the market dips just when you need cash. Selling investments at a loss isn't ideal. An emergency fund helps you avoid this. According to Vanguard, the stock market has annual corrections of about 10%. If you're forced to sell during a dip, you lock in losses. Instead, use your emergency fund for immediate needs. This keeps your investments intact, allowing them to recover and grow. Having an emergency fund also prevents panic selling. When the market fluctuates, you might feel pressured to sell. But with a financial cushion, you can ride out the storm. Legendary investor Warren Buffett advises, the stock market is designed to transfer money from the active to the patient. An emergency fund buys you time and patience. You won't need to disrupt your long-term investment strategy for short-term needs. Plus, it keeps your portfolio balanced. You won't have to reallocate assets in a rush, which could affect your overall returns. How much should you save? Aim for 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This covers basics like rent, food, and utilities. You can also adjust this amount based on personal factors like job stability and income sources. To build your fund, prioritize it over non-essential spending. Set specific savings goals and track your progress. Use budgeting apps to stay on course. Even small, consistent contributions add up over time. Keep your emergency fund in a high-yield savings account. This way, your money grows with interest but remains accessible. Avoid risky investments for these funds. Safety and liquidity are key. Reevaluate your fund periodically. As your financial situation changes, so should your emergency fund. Ensure it aligns with your current lifestyle and obligations. By shielding your investments with an emergency fund, you maintain financial stability. This strategy protects your wealth and supports long-term growth. It's a smart move that prepares you for whatever life throws your way. Chapter 4. Opportunity Knocks. Seize financial opportunities. An emergency fund isn't just for crises. It also opens doors to unexpected opportunities. Imagine a sudden market dip where stocks are on sale. With an emergency fund, you can invest without compromising your financial stability. Consider this. In 2020, the market saw significant drops due to the pandemic. Those with cash reserves could buy stocks at lower prices. According to Forbes, smart investors who bought during the dip saw substantial gains as the market recovered. Having an emergency fund also means you can act on personal opportunities. Maybe a friend offers a stake in a promising startup, or a great deal on a property comes up. Without an emergency fund, you might miss these chances. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, says, opportunities come and go. Being able to know when to make quick decisions is an important skill. An emergency fund gives you the flexibility to make those quick decisions. Building this fund requires planning. First, set a savings target. This should cover both emergencies and potential opportunities. Allocate a portion of your income to this fund regularly. Consistency is key. Keep your fund liquid. High-yield savings accounts or money market accounts are good options. They offer easy access and some interest growth. Avoid tying up these funds in long-term investments. Automate your savings to stay disciplined. Set up direct deposits into your emergency fund. This reduces the temptation to spend and ensures steady growth. Review your fund periodically. Adjust it based on your financial goals and market conditions. As your income increases, so should your contributions. This keeps you prepared for bigger opportunities. Remember, an emergency fund isn't just a safety net. It's a financial tool that empowers you to seize the moment. With this fund in place, you can capitalize on opportunities without fear. It's all about staying prepared and flexible. Chapter 5. Mental Wellness. Reduce financial stress. Financial stress is a common issue. According to the American Psychological Association, 72% of Americans feel stressed about money at least some of the time. That's a huge number. An emergency fund can greatly reduce this stress. Knowing you have a cushion for unexpected expenses gives you peace of mind. When you're not worried about how to handle sudden costs, you can focus better on other areas of life. This can improve your overall mental health. A study by Northwestern Mutual found that people with financial security are happier and less stressed. An emergency fund plays a big role in this. Let's talk strategies to build this stress-relieving fund. Start with small, manageable goals. Saving $500 is a great first step. Once you reach that, aim for $1,000. Keep increasing your goal until you have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved. Make saving automatic. Set up direct deposits to your emergency fund. This way you don't have to think about it, and you won't be tempted to spend the money. Consistency is key. Even small regular deposits add up over time. Another strategy is to save windfalls. Got a bonus, tax refund, or birthday money? Put it straight into your emergency fund. This gives your savings a nice boost without affecting your budget. Track your progress. Use a savings app or a simple spreadsheet. Seeing your fund grow can be very motivating. It's a visual reminder of your progress and the security you're building. Remember, your emergency fund is for emergencies only. It's tempting to dip into it for non-essentials, but resist the urge. This fund is your financial safety net. It's there to protect your mental well-being. Reassess your fund regularly. Life changes, and your emergency fund should reflect that. Maybe you've had a baby or bought a house. Adjust your savings goal accordingly. This keeps your fund aligned with your needs. With an emergency fund, you can face life's uncertainties with confidence. The peace of mind it brings is invaluable. It reduces financial stress, which in turn boosts your overall well-being. It's a simple yet powerful strategy for a happier, healthier life.